guys, how you going? It's Jess here and welcome to a video which is a little bit different. It's basically a big fat talking head video again. I know some of you don't really like those, but this one is one where I want to talk about something which is a little bit taboo still. And I don't think it should be taboo, but it kind of is. And this is sort of prompted by a few different things. One, a lot of people email me and contact me telling me about how they're feeling. And two, also a bit of a story that's just happened fairly recently for me, and I figured, well, this is a pretty good basis for a video, so we can actually start talking about this instead of pretending it doesn't exist. So the thing that I would like to talk about today is depression, and more specifically really acne and depression, because getting depression when you have really bad skin, I think, is something that is fairly common. I think part of the reason that people don't talk about it is because acne is so physical, but we don't really talk about the other levels of acne in terms of how it affects you mentally or emotionally. It's like people go, all right, you know, you can just put makeup over it and there you go, you're all good, no worries. Well, people who have acne know that's not necessarily the case. Another thing that people can get caught up on is the age of the person and sort of be like, oh, they're a teenager, you know, they go through a phase. But you can get acne at any stage in your life. You can have acne scarring at any stage in your life too. And I don't think that it is just a teenage issue. It's not just a phase. It's something that can last for many years beyond your teenage years and even well into adulthood. So in terms of what's prompted this, I have been getting a lot of emails from people, a lot of messages, and a really common theme is that people are saying to me, Jess, I have acne, I have scarring, it's really affecting me. It's making me sad, I feel depressed, I feel embarrassed, I feel like I'm not normal. Just want to put it out there that getting acne is very normal. It's so common. On a personal level, I think this has definitely affected me at different stages in my life so far. Yes, so far. I'm a bit of a realist. I don't think that this is something that's going to go away overnight. Also, I just want to make a distinction that what I'm talking about right now, it can cause chronic depression. Acne can cause that to occur within a person. And if you are feeling chronic depression, I would suggest that you try and get help. But I know that I'm not the right person to be telling anybody that, and it's not something that you can switch on and off. What I have is not chronic depression, it's just something that every so often something just snaps. Every so often. And it happened recently when I had really bad skin. Like, even right now I'm still recovering from it, and you might not be able to tell, but even just a few days ago, my skin was not in a very good state, and it's really difficult to even cover that up. I made a video recently, a Halloween video, and at the start of it I said, you know guys, I'm gonna be real with you, my skin is not looking very good right now. And honestly, there is nothing that you can do to cover that problem up enough. You can never cover it up enough. And for me, it gets to such a point sometimes where I'm suffering so much that I literally can't leave the house. And the other day when I was trying to put on my makeup, I tried for over an hour just to do my foundation. None of this, none of this, none of this, just my face, and I couldn't deal with it. I tried multiple types of concealers, I tried my really super thick foundation, but when you've been trying to cover up spots on your face for over an hour, you snap. And I had to call up work. I literally called up work and I was on the phone saying, I'm so sorry, I feel really terrible, but I cannot come into work. I didn't even give them a reason. They don't watch my videos, so it's okay. But I just could not leave the house. I felt awful, I felt sick, I felt sad, I was so angry as well. I had all these emotions going and I was crying. Yeah, it was a bit of a mess. Thankfully, that doesn't happen very often these days, but when it does, it just almost throws me back to my teenage days where I had chronic acne. It was just awful. I had cystic severe acne and weeping sores. It was awful, and I didn't leave the house for over 2 weeks. So now it is a week later and I have been able to go to work. I actually just went out and I've been able to cover my face. I've still got all these spots over here and I've still got issues, but at least I can cover them, and I feel like I am not some mutant that is just going to be laughed at and pointed at in the street. And it can seriously make you feel that way. So guys, I guess what I want to say to you is that it really does get better. Actually, a few years ago there was a campaign called It Gets Better, and it wasn't for acne and skincare or anything like that, but it can really be applied to so many different things, and that's what I want to try and let you guys know, that it really does get better. People are constantly looking for an instant solution, and there isn't any. There is nothing that is going to work overnight, not in a physical sense, not in an emotional or a mental sense either. It takes time, and you have to give it time, and you have to give yourself time, and you have to try not beating yourself up about it. It can be so easy to get your head filled with so many different negative emotions and thoughts and feelings, and it can get the better of you. But you need to try and just take a stand and say, no more. I can't let this control me anymore. The more positive thoughts and more positivity that you have in your life and feelings towards yourself, the better it will become. And with age as well, it definitely does improve. But if I'm anything to go by, you will still probably have bouts in your life where it gets the better of you. But just know you haven't failed. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not abnormal. Feeling sad and angry and depressed about what's going on in your life and what you're going through, and feeling like, why me, is really, really normal, and you're not alone. And I guess I just want to share that with you and say that if you are suffering from depression, and if it's a very serious thing in your life, and you can acknowledge that and you understand that that's something that you're going through, you can get help for it in so many different ways, from just talking to family or friends, or maybe a complete stranger on the internet who's there for you and can listen to you. There's also so many different helplines that are available. I'll put some links down below for you guys to check out. Some of them are just going to be Australian based support networks that are out there, but I'm sure that in whatever country that you're in, there will be something available for you. One of the things that I love about YouTube is that people share so many things down in the comments, and it actually helps everybody who goes to that video, and they can see the comments and they can read people's stories and feel okay again. Like, they can feel like they're not alone in this world suffering from this horrible thing. So if you feel like sharing your story or your thoughts or feelings on this, definitely do that down below. If you wanted to see any more, straight up talks like this about taboo topics or whatever, you can let me know in the comments down below, or show this video your thumbs as well. And guys, I really hope that you have got a bit of info and support out of this video. I will be back next week to chat to you guys. So until then, have a fantastic rest of the week, and I will talk to you later. See ya!